Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Zuleima Fauzia and I'm from Chemistry B. In this video, I want to tell you about chemical hazard or lab safety. Many of the chemicals we use in the lab are potentially dangerous, especially under high heat, pressure, or when they're mixed with other chemicals. There are two main tools that we use to identify chemical hazard: safety data sheet and chemical labels. Every chemical in the lab is required to have a technical document called a safety data sheet or SDS, usually provided by the manufacturer. These were formerly known as Material Safety Data Sheet or MSDS. The safety data sheet is a one-stop shop to find out about the chemical's properties, hazard, and safety precautions. Know the location of the safety data sheet in your lab and review them before working with a chemical for the first time. GHS is an acronym for the Globally Harmonized System of Classification and Labeling of Chemicals. This new system provides an international standard format for safety data sheet. All SDS must now be organized into 16 sections. Section 1. Identification. Here you'll find the chemical's name, description, and the manufacturer's contact information. 2. Hazard identification. This section lists signal words, warnings, and safety symbols. 3. Composition, a list of ingredients. 4. First aid measure, what the required treatment for a person who's been exposed. 5. Firefighting measure. 6. Accidental release measure. These are instructions for contaminants and cleanup of spill or leaks. 7. Handling and storage equipment. 8. Exposure control and personal protection. This describes OSHA's exposure limit and recommendation for PPE. 9. Physical and chemical properties, such as appearance, odors, pH, flash point, solubility, and evaporation rate. 10. Stability and reactivity, how to avoid hazardous reaction. 11. Toxicological information, find out about the likely routes of exposure, symptoms, as well as short and long-term effects. Section 12 to 16 are mandatory, but you should at least be familiar with them. Ecological, disposal, transport, and regulatory consideration. Section 16 is for any other potential information. This is where you'll find the date that the SDS was prepared along with the last known revision. Safety data sheet provides a lot of information about how to use chemicals safely in the lab. But there's also another way to learn about a chemical, and that's by reading its label. The new GHS format requires each chemical in the lab to be labeled with the product name, a signal word such as danger or causing physical, healthy environment hazard statement, precautionary statement, pictograms, first aid instruction, and the supplier's contact information. Pictogram consists of a symbol on a white background framed in a red border. Each pictogram represents a specific hazard: health, flammability, toxicity, compressed gases, skin and eye protection, unstable explosive, and oxidized. An oxidized is a chemical that initiates combustion through the release of oxygen. Environmental hazard and acute toxicity. Now you know how to identify potential chemistry hazard by looking at food safety data sheet and chemical labels. In our next lesson, we'll examine some important techniques for handling chemicals safely. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.